Matt, I'm afraid there's no helping Ron. He looks the way he looks, and
It is.
he can't be as good looking as you and I are.
I know. He tries hard.
Didn't meet her till a Monday, so I've got a day to gussy up a little bit.
You working today, Ron?
I just got done. I'm off for 24, and I'm going to go hiking this morning.
Oh,
wow.
Cool. Where are you going to go hiking at?
The Badlands of North Dakota.
How far are you from North Dakota? Or you're in North Dakota?
North Dakota. Going to drive out to a little place called Medora, and it's called the Petrified Forest. It's this area of rock that's all petrified, and it's supposed to be pretty scenic. So taking the cameras, a pistol, a boots, and a jacket, and heading out into the wilderness.
You afraid one of those petrified trees will attack you?
No, I'm afraid one of the nut jobs up here in North Dakota.
Oh, okay.
I don't trust anybody at this point.
Oh, I don't. I can't say that I blame you.
Yeah. Saw a little incident. I think I told you yesterday. A little incident in the grocery store over baby wipes.
That was so funny.
Please, the world is going stupid.
Oh, it's stupid.
I've got to say today, I really didn't expect anyone to pop in. We've got Brandon Rain, Family Attack, Bob Casey. Good morning. Brandon, how close are you to getting yourself another drone, buddy?
I guess I might as well pop out the chats here, huh?
Yeah, well, I didn't know what to expect today. I just thought, if a couple join me on the panel, that'll be cool. Because I obviously don't usually go on at this time. I was just telling Rodney that I just knocked off from work and I got home and I was champing at the bit because I couldn't put a video out because I got, as I said to Rodney, for the first time in nearly 2 years, I didn't go flying last weekend and I didn't make a video. So I was sort of shaking a bit, I had the DTs, dude. And
that's sad, Matt. That's sad.
It is. And I got these and just because I thought bugger this because my batteries are still down at 20% from last you don't get the DTs there, WNY? My God.
Matt.
Yeah.
I just went to your. That's because I'm still under the churches. The church just subscribe to you, by the way.
Oh, welcome, church.
I forgot to sign out of their account.
I was just on the horn with Daddy of 13 this morning. He got the same camera I got, so we were swapping ideas and information.
Cool.
Yeah, cool, man. It's always good to have someone that's got something you have. That's for sure. Is there a shortage of toilet paper? Well, yeah, there is. Only because people are grabbing like a year's supply in their trolley at one time. But there is a restriction now of two packets per person. People are grabbing like a year's supply in their trolley at one time. But there is a restriction now of two. Who's the unprofessional?
At one time. There is a restriction now of two.
Oh wow, that's going good, isn't it?
Sorry, that was me.
Rodney, come on, mate. I thought you were more professional than that.
Go look at my announcement. See how professional that was.
I will. You're good now, mate. You're in front of the camera. You got your stuff going on now, so that's a good thing.
I had it all planned out what I wanted to say.
Did it happen?
No.
Okay.
Never does. Next time I'm just going to write it down and read it. It'd be better off that way. Hey, Bob, thank you, man. I feel great. Family of Tech, WNY Outdoors.
Do you know what? I don't think I've got W. Have I got WNY? I've got to check that one.
Yeah, I looked over and I went to your YouTube page. I looked over and I saw the subscribe, the red subscribe button. I'm like, I'm subscribed, but YouTube's been, so I subscribed, and then I realized I was still on the churches. Now you're obligated.
Yeah, okay.
That's one way to get subscribers to my church's video.
Yeah, that's the go. That's the go.
I showed you this the other night, Matt, but this is when you run out of toilet paper.
Yes.
That is so funny.
If you know,
there was a video, and I saw it a couple of years ago. It's different animals, and there's one where there's like a prairie dog,
mm-hmm.
and he's going, Alan, yeah.
Alan. Yeah. I didn't think they knew English.
They're American prairie dogs.
Yeah. I saw this thing the other day. The guy, all you saw was the camera from like his mid chest on up, and he's got these little acorns or something, and then it switched to a squirrel. And he's like, "Come on," and he's coaxing the squirrel in. Then all of a sudden, the squirrel comes walking up. He grabs him, and then they zoom the camera out. The guy's taking a crap out in the woods. Reaches around with the squirrel.
Yeah, that's how what you show. Yeah. Come on, come here. Yeah, Bob. We had a bit of a scrap that day, didn't we? And Adrian came out with that word, which I totally blew me away. I don't even know where he got that from, to be honest.
He was all gutsy the other night.
He was, mate. He was having a good crack, and it was pretty funny.
And you were taking hits and whoa.
I was. His mistake though was thinking I had nothing to say back to him.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, you're here, brother. You are here, brother. It ain't Friday night.
Actually, Mike B, you're somewhere else. This is just a figment of your imagination.
Yeah. It's a bit darker behind me than what it normally is. At least you can't see my unmade bed, so that's a good thing. I'm getting my studio together. I'm working on that, so I can start composing some music and stuff for my videos too, which is I'm looking forward to that.
You're gonna make your own music, huh?
Yeah, man. Yep.
So we're gonna get a taste of your musical abilities.
Yeah.
Especially when he starts singing, though.
Yeah. Well, I did the singing on Jim's intro, and
hey, we still got to finish redo Jim's intro because we got to get that Vegas showgirl thing going.
We do. We need another one for Jim. And I've actually today when I was driving around, I was actually thinking of yours, Ron.
Oh.
Oh yes.
This ought to be good.
It'll be interesting. It'll have something to do with.
I have no doubt. The Peter Carroll, though, that's the good one.
Yeah,
Peter Carroll zinger. One-liners. Have you ever seen them, Rodney?
What?
The intros.
No.
Oh God.
I haven't. Is he using them? Is Peter using these?
Oh, on Matt's thing on Friday nights when they come in, he does their introduction.
Oh, okay. No, I think I've missed those.
Have you? Oh, well, it's probably a good thing. It's a big payout, really, on a lot of things. And the way Adrian's is based around the fact that he pops on it and then he just disappears, and all we see is his chair for an hour.
Yeah.
And Jim's is all about his moustache and the way he colours it different colours all the time, and it doesn't match his hair, and the boys to men thing. So yeah, a bit of a laugh to do.
That one clip with Adrian, wasn't he sitting in the bathroom?
Yeah, he was. He was. What? And he goes, "Don't show that." Also, don't get on the bong while you're on the live show.
Oh my gosh.
He's
All right. Hey, Matt, I got to run, man.
Righto, brother. Thanks for popping in, man. Thanks for saying good day. Good to see you again. You're looking well.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. And thanks for the invite.
Yeah.
No worries.
Ron, good to see you too. Everybody in the chat.
Alrighty.
I've got to go get some medicine. So, anyway, that's kind of what I got to do. And I got some other things to do. So, that's why I can't stay long, Matt. I'm sorry. I wished I could, but
That's okay. I know there's only so much you can take of my show, but yeah, that's that's a personal opinion.
actually, your show is pretty good, brother.
Oh, we have good fun. Yeah.
Well, we do. It's always a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, guys. You all have a good one now.
You too, Rodney. Take care, brother.
All right,
See you, buddy.
everybody in the chat. Goodbye.
See you, matey.
I just spent more money, Matt.
What have you done?
Well, I bought that camera last week, and now I had to buy the remote.
Yeah.
But you do need it. That thing is so sensitive. When it gets out past 1,000, 1,500 millimeters, it's like, whoo. And you can't touch it. You got to have a remote control, But I shot a picture of the moon last night. I gave that a try. It's not as sharp as I would have liked, but not bad. It's on my Facebook.
Okay.
But yeah, the remote was only like $25, but not much.
Got to say good day to Brian here, mate. He's popped in too. Gotta love that. When's your next live, Brian? Yeah, it's the accessories things that you get it and think, yeah, that's excellent, and then something else comes out and you go, oh, that'd be nice if I had that too.
Yeah.
GoPros are a classic for that.
Yeah.
And they go, oh, that'd be nice. I can do without it, but it'd be a lot better with it.
Yeah.
And it's, oh God. Thanks, Rodney. Thank you, mate. Timeless Truths. Back in, brother. How are you?
What was Jim saying about Margie and her dance moves? And
yeah. Have you watched the video?
no, I guess I better.
It's awesome. It really is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, check it out, mate. Yeah, you never know where she is. So it's fantastic.
We're a dull moment on this show. Now Margie might have been watching.
Exactly. That's what I said. It's really good checking her stuff out. I love watching Margie.
What's her name of her thing? You got to step away for a bit.
Oh, boy.
I'm glad I'm over here. Oh,
I'll tell you something, right? These Rode mics are really sensitive.
Yes, they are. There's nothing wrong with it. Good quality sound.
I can't wait to watch the playback.
Oh yeah. There was no mistaking. No. So I wonder if you got to go clean up first or something before you continue.
No, the seat took it all, mate.
Oh man. We'll put that on your intro.
Oh, I got to turn this Facebook off. It's really annoying me. See you, Rodney was there. Whoops.
Was he?
I'm not coming back on Matt's show. What a pig.
Oh man. Can you imagine Adrian if he was here? Man, he'd be all over that.
He would be too. He can't complain though. Oh, laughter is contagious. That is a good thing. There's nothing like a good laugh, mate. Don Joyce has popped in too. What are you doing, Don? Middle of changing out my snow tires, popped in to say good day. Any excuse to stop doing a bit of work, mate, and that's a good excuse. Gotta love that. Oh, he just missed comment of the century, Don. But anyway, well.
Yeah, I gotta tell you, it don't matter how old you are. When someone farts, it's still funny.
Farts are funny.
If you're 8 or 80, it don't matter.
If you're 80, you don't mean to.
Yeah, they just you can't stop them. Yeah.
Oh, bloody hell. Is it repeatable?
Yeah.
Well, in about Don just asked me if it was repeatable. Probably in around about 20 odd minutes, I reckon it might say it again.
From the sounds of that, I'm glad I'm across the pond.
Yeah. Don't worry, you're downwind, brother. You'll get it.
Yep. In a couple days. Gas is class.
Oh man!
Only on YouTube. Mm-hmm.
Did I push live? Damn!
You did. I might have to hit the replay just for another laugh. Oh my goodness!
Oh, I'm gonna make Don. I haven't given Don a wrench. Here we go, Don. Got your brother. Oh man!
No, you just got off work?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, been driving around delivering toilet paper. God damn it! I'll tell you, I was on the highway. This was on Thursday actually, and I hooked up and I took off, and I took off, and it felt like I didn't even have a trailer behind me. And I'm thinking, God, this is light. And I then looked at me wave slippers. It was about 15-ton lighter than normal. So I nicked off. As I'm driving, I'm going up these hills and stuff. I'm going, am I loaded? And I got to my destination. There was 24 pallets of toilet paper.
Wow.
to one store. Yeah.
Wow.
I had a moderator there too. Oh, dude.
Now, what do you generally work, like 5 days a week, like a certain shift?
Yeah, I work afternoon shift.
Okay.
I generally work 5 days through choice more than anything, because I still want a couple of days off. I try and get out, because I'll knock off about 1 or 2 in the morning, then I'll be up at 4 to try and get a sunrise somewhere like I did last week. You know, and I'm getting up and I thought, what the hell am I doing? So I did a couple of sunsets and they were nice, but I ran out of light. So I like sunrises because you can get all this effect until the sun actually gets to a point where you don't really want to use it anymore. But sunset, you've got to be on it, man. You've got to be right on it in the spot, and otherwise you're just going to run out of light and off you go. And those Mavic 2 Pros are brilliant. Same with the Zoom. That bottom light on it, man, I tell you what, that thing is
Isn't that awesome?
Oh, I've got it hooked up to my right C2, I think it is, or C1.
Yeah,
one of them.
Yeah, me too.
And it's brilliant, man. No worries, mate. Monkey wrenches are good.
I'll tell you who gets some really beautiful sunrises, Chris Hope.
He does.
Man, those colors, wherever it is that lake he goes to, oh man, down there in Texas.
Yeah, absolutely. I was actually looking at a video. Where are we? I'm looking at WYN Outdoor Adventures. Oh no, I saw your Skydio one. Excellent, man. I was looking at a video today, and I was in Florida, and there's some really cool spots in Florida. And Jim always says to me, he goes, "I got nothing around me." Well, you can't see anything from the garage, Jim.
Yeah, you got to leave the house.
You gotta go
garage.
somewhere, dude. So anyway, there's lots of places around Florida which I've seen, which are absolutely fantastic. You know, it'd be nice if you got out.
Did you see my my Yellowstone video?
I haven't seen the video. I saw the link come up, and all I saw was, I think it was like a crater. I think the picture was like a small crater, like yellow and.
No.
Really?
Should have the icon should have a coyote.
Might have been Facebook then.
No. Yeah, it was 2 posts ago. Yeah. Oh, the picture I posted last night was a picture of the moon.
Moon?
Yeah.
No, that wasn't the one.
Not on YouTube. It was on Facebook though.
Ronald Lockwood. Let's have a look. How do I got this? Oh, okay, the coyote. Okay, well, where did I get that picture from? From Yellowstone. I saw the Yellowstone thing pop up, but that's not the image I saw.
Yellowstone image, I think the icon is a coyote or something.
It is.
Yeah.
It sure is.
It's pretty cool. A big grizzly bear in there. Got some good footage of him. And those ravens that were attacking the coyote, I put that in slow motion. It was kind of cool.
Nice, man.
But,
Nice.
yeah, they shut down Yellowstone a couple of days after I left. I was going to go back out and just take the cameras and go again. It was so nice because there was nobody there. I had the whole park to myself almost.
See, this is it. They've closed the national parks here in Queensland. Now, I do a lot of my flying in national parks. That place that I did last week, the Peaks.
You're allowed to fly in national parks?
Yeah, in Queensland I can, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. So all of that, and this is why I'm grabbing as much national park as I can, because that'll change. Some will have a hissy fit over it, and they'll fish like most of the rest of Australia. But at this point, I can still, all those waterfall ones, they're all national parks.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. So I'm kind of hoping that I do an East Coast trip right up to a place called Cairns and through the Daintree Rainforest. I'd love to drone that joint, dude. Oh, wow. There's some spectacular stuff up there. It's just getting the time to do it.
Yeah.
That's a good. Oh, look. To be honest, mate, you'd want 3 weeks to 4 weeks to actually get everything that you wanted. You know, there's just so much out there. Lots of rainforest, lots of waterfalls. Exactly right, and it is nonsense. You can't. You know, for some reason, I don't know. I mean, we all heard it before with the drones and all that sort of stuff. For some reason, they've got some sort of stigma against them. And,
what happened in the U.S. is some chucklehead in Yellowstone. It was up near one of the hot springs, and where there's an area in Yellowstone where you can walk on this boardwalk, and it's for your own safety. Don't get off that boardwalk, because if you fall into one of those hot springs, it'll fry you in 2 seconds. But some idiot launched a drone, was flying around, he crashed it into one of those hot pools, and they felt that it somehow damaged the ecosystem. And from that day, that was back in 2014, and ever since then, so they made it national. In the U.S., they say everybody talks about it, but I just don't like to push the ticket. You're not allowed to fly in a national park, but if you take off outside of the park, fly into the park, and then land back outside the park, they say you're okay. But what happens if you have a hiccup while you're in the park?
And not only that, of course, you've got the line of sight rule too.
Right.
So, you know, and this is the thing with most of the national parks here. On the borders, what we do, about 10 Ks in is where the car park is for the waterfall.
Yeah.
You know? So you'll never get that shot that you're after. You know, it's just not possible. Certain areas, all they need to do. Well, exactly right. I mean, you've got to, and this is what I do when I do national parks, Bob, is I go very early in the morning. So I'm there for sunrise. There is no one there, absolutely no one, because they rock up around about 8 o'clock, 9 and all that sort of stuff. And that's when all the tourists come through and they take all the pretty pictures. I've already got pretty pictures. You've missed it. You know what I mean? So, you know, generally there is nobody there when I'm there. So even remember that waterfall I went around and I flew around it?
I remember that video. That was beautiful.
Well, down directly below that, as I'd walked, it was a 6K round trip down to the bottom and back up again. And I got down to the bottom and did bug all flying because I had no GPS down there, and the Spark, it will only give you 3 meters. You can't do anything. I mean, flying in ADI mode's fine. There's no problems there. But you're restricted to how high you can go. And if I went, and then if I'm below where I took off, the drone doesn't know what the hell it's doing. So if I went over and just went over a little bit of a waterfall, which it was, I wouldn't know if I would be able to punch it back up to bring it back home. So it's just not worth it.
Oh, yeah.
You know? So, you know, I got bugger all for it. And then another bloody 3K walk up the side of the mountain back up to the top. And by the time I got back to the top and I thought, I'll just do another little bit of footage here. By the time I'd done that and gone back and looked back down, there's all these people swimming in the swimming hole down there right underneath the waterfalls. So it would have been possible for me to get that shot if I'd done it any later in the day. It's full of people swimming. Can't fly over them.
Yep.
So early morning, man. Early morning is the way to go. Joe Simpson, how are you, buddy?
You got to watch in the U.S., I mean, and myself included, when you think of a national park, you think of the big national parks. You think of Yellowstone and the Grand Tetons National Park, Yosemite in California, you know, the big ones. But every so often, there's these little tiny ones that people never realize, like, oh, that's a national park. And I accidentally flew in one once on a trip and didn't realize it till I got back and land. I mean, I was only up for 5 minutes, went and got this gigantic waterfall. And then I drove down the road. I mean, you drive in and out of it in 5 minutes, this national park.
Yeah.
That's how fast you drive in and out of it. And I saw another one about a mile, not even a mile down the road. But then I noticed a sign when I get out of the car. I'm like, oh crap! I'm in a national park.
Yeah. National disaster. Yeah. Yeah, this was a while ago, Bob. Well before the virus. So yeah, that was like last year at some point. I can't remember. But yeah, well before the virus, mate. That national park actually is closed now, along with all the other public access to the national park.
I don't understand that. You know, like right now, Yellowstone, there is. I mean, they only have the north entrance to the northeast entrance. It's about 60 miles. It goes up around the northeast corner of the park. There's several different routes. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 entrances into the park from the north, south, east, and west. But anyhow, that particular road, that one road, is open year round, and the only road in the whole park that's open year round. The rest of the winter, everything else is closed. But there's no public buildings. There's, you know, some of the other roads and areas, kind of like where Old Faithful is. There's like a big lodge and there's restaurants and stuff. I can understand that, but that one road where there's nothing to do other than pull off the side of the road in the middle of nowhere and shoot some pictures of some video of wildlife or whatever. Why did they close that? You're not in close proximity of people. You're not in a public building, you know.
Yeah, they don't want people going there and accumulating like they do. I mean, with the parks that are closed here, so I don't know, Springbrook means nothing to you, but anyway, the paths are narrow, so you've got people passing each other all day long, people going down, people coming up. And I guess that's what they want to stop. And certain parts of it too have got like stone stairs, and either side of those stone stairs are all the metal railings. Where does the virus to live? On the metal railing. So anyway, and a lot of international tourists. So
yeah, you're probably right.
Yeah,
it's a bummer.
So now that I know that, I'll be the only one there. So I'll just take me drone.
Yeah, they actually closed it 2 days after I was in there. But yeah, check it out when you get a chance. So that grizzly bear, it was just so cool to watch him. He was probably 800, 900 pounds, 1,000 pounds, big bear, big bear. And the neat thing was, you got to see the power and the strength of him. There was a plateau where the road was, and then there's a steep embankment, and then a big plateau area, probably a mile or so long. Only about 1,000 yards wide, but it flooded out last summer, and apparently it happens every couple of years. It's a marshy area anyhow, but it flooded out pretty bad. Last summer, we got a lot of rain in Wyoming, South Dakota. Well, it never receded, and then it froze over this winter. Well, you get a 3,000-pound bison, they're falling through the ice. They travel wherever they want to in the park, where they're falling through the ice, and they couldn't get out, and they drowned. Well, then these grizzly bears would find them. And there were actually 2 holes in the ice, big holes in the ice. But we watched that grizzly the one morning. He come down, and he would grab that bison out of the water and pull him out almost completely.
Strength.
And then when he would be done eating, he'd push it back in so nobody else could get to it. They're smart. It was neat to watch him do that. But yeah, can you just imagine? Yeah, sure, I'll just grab a hold of this 3,000-pound bison and yank him out of the water. But yeah, he almost seemed like he did it with ease. Their powers.
Yeah, exactly right. And you look at things like tigers and lions and all that sort of thing. You got no hope, absolutely no hope. When they want to get something, they'll get it. Yeah. And they're just way too powerful. You think, oh yeah, I'll fight him off like Tarzan. No, you won't. You got 5-inch claws that have just gone into your lungs from your back.
Yeah. Yeah. I will send you a link.
74. How are you? Lockdown ain't too bad. Scrape clean. No one dares come into my. It would be nice. I can't, mate, because I can't stay home. Because Peter Carroll, I sent you a message, mate. I can't stay home because I'm driving and I'm delivering all the stuff. So, which is bloody-tastic, mate. The roads are awesome. I'm driving around. It's almost like Christmas Eve, where no one's on the roads. They would sling the biggest man. Exactly right, mate. They do. Yeah. It's like, bye-bye. You got no hope, mate. And running's the worst thing when it comes to lions and all that sort of stuff because their instinct is to chase.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I will send you this, Matt. You get a chance to watch it. It's only a minute long. But it was about a guy on the western side of Yellowstone in Bozeman, Montana. He was a hunter and just went out scouting in the woods one day. This was a couple of years ago. But he saw mom and 2 cubs. They turned around, saw him, and took off over the hill. Well, he kind of turned his direction then and kind of went the opposite direction.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, she went and treed those cubs, and then she came to find them.
Oh.
And he tells the story. There's several different videos of it. He actually did about a half-hour documentary on it too. But he said he blasted her with bear spray. She was in such an anger and going at such a fast speed, she went right through it. And he said he didn't even have a chance to get his pistol out. So he dropped to the ground, went face down, took his backpack, tried to cover up his neck. But in the documentary, he talks about the story of, laying there with this, 700, 800, 900-pound grizzly on top of him. He said the hardest part was when she was on top of his back And he's like, I couldn't breathe because I had hundreds of pounds leaning on my back.
Yeah, you didn't crush him.
And he said the other second hardest thing was the one time, it was either his shoulder or his forearm, that when she bit into it, he heard all this crunching.
Oh, dude.
And he said, but the thing with it is I had to try to remain still and quiet so she thinks I'm dead. He goes, because the more I found that I made noise and tried to fight, he goes, she got madder.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. She beat him up pretty good the first time. And he laid there and he said he was laying face down and he could feel her hot breath right on the back of his neck. And finally she stepped off of him and started to walk away. And he's laying there and this blood's coming from around the side of his head and coming into his eyes. But he kept opening up his eyes and looking, and he could see her slowly walking away. He laid there for about 10 minutes. Finally, he's like, I don't see her anymore. And she went one way, he went the other. Again, he's 2.5 miles yet from his truck. And so he picks up, takes off, gets up and says, hey, I'm busted up, but I'm not going to die. Half hour later, turns around and no warning. Once again, no warning. He just turned around and she's 10 feet behind him and hit him a second time. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Here, blow me up once. I'll show you this if anybody wants to see it. It's
blow you up.
Blow me up. Yeah, here it is.
It's in bear country. Just had a grizzly with 2 cubs come at me from about 80 yards.
Shit.
And I sprayed the shit out of her with bear spray. And then I went on my face, protected the back of my neck. She got my head good. I don't know what's under my hat. My ear, my arm. Pieces of stuff hanging out. I don't know what's going on there. And then my shoulder, it's ripped up. I think my arm's broke, but legs are good. Internal organs are good. Eyes are good. I just walked out 3 miles. Now you go to the hospital. So just be safe out there. Bear spray doesn't always work, but it's better than nothing.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine? Yeah. That's the country I live in, buddy. I'm bear country.
Dude. Yeah, that's savage, man. Savage.
Yeah.
Man. Look at that cuddly bear. Man, stay away.
Oh, there's stupid people. I saved a woman's life in Yosemite about 5 years ago. Mom, she's a black bear, but still, she with her cell phone, and I'm like, she started to walk into the woods, and I'm like, ma'am, what are you doing? She says, well, I want to get a good picture. I said, do you have a suicide wish? I said, there are 2 cubs with her. She will rip you to shreds. That's one animal that you don't want to get around the cubs.
Yeah. You saw my butcher bird round his nest.
Yeah.
I should have made a video like that bloke.
Yeah. That black bear, I had to spray a black bear last year. Same thing. She had cubs. And the thing with it is I was in the northeast corner of Yellowstone in grizzly country. And I had bear spray. I had a pistol. And I mean, you're not allowed to discharge a firearm, but when it comes down to it, best to be tried by 12 than carried by 6. But I believe in that theory.
Yeah.
But I saw her from 150 yards away, and I stopped, took 2 or 3 pictures, kept going. Now I'm like 200 yards away. Now I'm like 225 yards away. I'm gaining more distance from her, and I turned around, and all of a sudden I don't see her. And I'm like, they must have went up over the hill. Well, I went about another 20 yards. And I'm like, oh crap, she's coming towards me. She's not charging, but she's moving at a good pace. And I'm 150 yards from the truck. I'm like, oh, this is not good. I'm not going to run. But I kept walking. She's getting closer and closer. She kept going up over these rolling hills. I'm 20 yards from the truck, and all of a sudden she pops over the side of the road, and she's standing right across the road from me, probably 15, 20 yards. And I'm like, oh, crap. And then she started to pace back and forth, and she started to chomp her jaws. And that there is a sign of an aggressive bear. So I'm like, all right, sweetheart, you got one opportunity. You put 1 foot on that pavement, I'm going to let you have it. So the camera in my one video of Yellowstone, you can see her pacing. And it was right after that when she started to come across the road, and I put the camera down, pulled the bear spray out, and let her have it. And she didn't like that. Their noses are so sensitive. That's why bear spray works most of the time. Not guaranteed, but most of the time. Yeah. But I ran into a ranger a couple hours later, told him the story. He said, were you in the Lamar Valley up near Slow Creek? And I'm like, yeah. Black bear, white chest, 2 cubs. Yeah. He goes, oh, you met Rosie. I'm like, oh, do you know her personally? Yeah. But yeah, she apparently never attacked anyone, but she's chased many people. She's just so protective of her cubs.
Yeah, well, that's a mother in any. That's a mother in any species, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
I was just seeing. Checked out Dazra's latest video. I haven't. Team Spidey's on this way. I'll have a bit of a squiz at that. Yeah, Peter, I sent you a link, mate. Our koalas will do that. Very dangerous. They will. They'll rip you to shreds, those mongrels.
Really? Are they aggressive at all? I never saw them to be, but are they?
Well, the ones in the zoos and things like that, they've been hand reared and all that sort of stuff. So they love a good cuddle. But what you're dealing with in the wild is something with razor sharp teeth and claws, and you're dealing with again mothers with their babies. And if you get them in a corner, they don't like that, and they'll wreck you, man.
Yeah.
And the trouble is, they're not real big, but they'll move really quick, and they'll shred you, and you won't even know what's hit you,
Yeah.
and it's they're a funny little thing. Almost 3 a.m. What are you doing out of bed, Peter?
That's almost like even in the human race, man. Don't get between mama and her kids. It's like playing with a barracuda with lipstick.
Yeah. And she'll take your bank account.
Yeah.
What do we got here? Lockwood.
You're in the perfect location. Oh, thank you, brother. Yeah. I'm hoping to see some mule deer out there today. I have the opportunity. I'm going mule deer.
Mule deer. I said yogi, as in Yogi Bear.
Yeah. No, where I'm at today, I'll be able to up here in North Dakota. Who said I'm out of bed?
Come on, Pete. We're on a live stream, that mate.
Yeah.
Give us a look at your PJs.
Hair all messed up.
Yeah.
No makeup on.
What hair? No makeup on. This is when he wears his makeup, so that's why he doesn't want to come on.
Yeah.
Peter, I gave him a kiss last night on Rodney Bell's show.
I missed that. I have to go back and watch that one too.
Well, what happened? It was near the end of the show. I don't know. Anyway, somewhere near there. Anyway, there was who was on? There was me, Rodney, Peter, and
Steve.
No, not Steve Carpenter.
Dennis.
Love Lady, yes.
Yeah, Dennis, yeah.
He was, sorry, anyway, who says he wears PJs? No PJs.
All right. TMI.
So when Dennis popped out, all our images went together. You know, the three.
Oh yeah, yeah. So you have the three real close.
Really close, man. And I said to Peter, I said, "This is pretty intimate, isn't it?" Right? He looked at me, and I turned. Which way was it? Anyway, which way? And I went. He was right next to me. Then I just went. Rodney kicked that one pretty quick.
Yeah.
Oh, bloody funny stuff.
Get Rodney laughing too hard. I don't know whether he's still got to grab his pillow or not.
Yeah,
I had to be careful about that first week or two. He was out of the hospital. It's like I don't make him laugh because he grabs that pillow and
yeah. Well, he reckons he knows his heart's working now because he felt his face go red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny, man.
No gym this morning. What's up with them Floridians, man? They're not out of bed yet?
No.
It's noon.
It's not. Yeah, I know. What's going on? I mean, I sent Jim a although I don't really want to see him when he first gets out of bed. That'd be worse than normal, and they're saying something.
He's got to get his makeup on too, and comb and color the stash and
make it look good. He's got to do that live. Next time it goes grey, he's doing that live. He said he was going to do it last time, and he hasn't dyed his mo live yet. So that's the next step for him. I mean, God, Adrian electrocuted himself.
I was going to say, you get some people doing some interesting accents.
I don't know how that happens.
It just electrocuting himself. Now you got to go get Jim coloring his stash.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I'm going to have to think up some more things. Well, you don't even think it up because they just pop up.
Yeah.
You know, it's just one of those things. Oh, that'd be cool if that happened. So yeah, that's what.
Get Peter Carroll getting out of bed.
Yeah, I mean, Peter Carroll's first 15 minutes of the day. That would make a nice little short video. 15 minutes of Peter Carroll.
It's Peter Carroll.
And he can do the narration of it. I start my day when I first open my eyes, and then obviously check his Judge Judy to see if it recorded nicely, and then then after watching the first 10 minutes, he's awake, and he can gradually climb out of bed, obviously with no PJs on, apparently, as we can see here.
Yeah.
And we'll just get a headshot as he gets out of bed there, I think.
Yeah. Please.
You don't want to see that.
I'm glad we're all in agreement on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It was just an idea I was swinging around, Peter. You know, I know it's not in your contract, but you know, you can always amend things.
Oh my God.
You know, it goes. Oh dear. I watched Adrian's latest video of his sunset out by his place.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Saw that one. He's only just posted that. I thought he may have actually been out of bed. I thought he might have been, because he just posted it, so I thought he might have actually popped on this morning. But I mean, you know, he's got his kids and stuff too, so
yeah,
there'd be a bit going on in that house. But that computer I built on Friday and Saturday, that's cranking, dude.
Weren't you helping a friend do that?
Yeah, I was helping my daughter's brother. He's not my son, but he came over and I built an AMD system for him. He had all the parts. So well, it's not going to be child friendly, Brent. So we can do what we like. So anyway, yeah. So anyway, downloaded some games off of Steam yesterday and pumped the high graphics and whatever, and it ran really, really well. So happy with that, man. Happy with that. I hadn't built a computer for quite a number of years. A couple little hiccups here and there, and whereas it helps if the instructions actually show the exact diagram of the motherboard you got, which it didn't. Yeah, mate. These little wires for the on and offs and the HDD LED and then the reset button and all that, they go in this little section, and then you had to pick the positives and negatives, and then you had to try and see a little black mark on one of these pins. That's the positive.
Oh,
yeah. And then the lead you pull out, it's just two black wires. Where's the positive?
Yeah. You do something wrong, you burn it up, and
yeah. No one needs that. No one needs that.
No,
that's a terrible thing. Headshot only. Oh, that's right. Yes, you don't want to see that. Wearing grey with pride. His ears are burning.
Poor Peter. Poor guy, even on live, and he's taking a lot of heat this morning.
Who was?
Peter. He said he's not on the panel, but he's taking some heat this morning.
He is, mate. It doesn't. You don't have to be visible to cop it, do you?
No.
Like this one here.
Oh, wanker. Wanka. I thought it's wank. Is it wanka or wanker? Yeah, wanker.
Wanker. I told you. It's actually spelled ER, but we never say ER. It's wanker.
Wanka.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey, do that again.
Wanker.
No, you put an R on there, mate.
Wanka.
That's it. Oh. Yeah, that's
I'll
it.
wait till next Friday and hey, you wanker.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, here's Jim, that bloody wanker from last week.
Yeah, I love it. I looked up all those definitions on.
Yeah, hey, that was
Google.
fun.
Oh, jeez. There are about 4 or 5 different definitions for it, and I'm like, none of them are good.
Yeah. No, it's pleasant
None of
at
them.
all.
Yeah, Jim, sorry to tell you, but none of these are in your favor.
No, it's, nothing about it's complimentary.
No. Oh, goodness.
Ron's an Aussie wanker now. There you go, Ron.
Yeah. I graduated.
You did. I'm not too sure whether that's a positive thing or not, but
Probably
yeah,
not.
it's not, mate.
Yeah. Yep.
So when you arrive in Brisbane, next time you come on holiday here, and you come up through through the immigration and all that, and he stamps your passport, don't say thanks, wanker.
No. Give me that passport back. You're out of here.
Straight back to South Dakota, wanker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who's the wanker now?
Yeah. Oh man.
Funny buggery, mate.
Mm.
Well,
I've got a passport, but I've never been out of the country.
You haven't?
Mm-mm.
I've had 3.
Yes, I've been to Canada, but I don't know. We're still connected. I still call that the same country in a way. But I'll be going to Canada in 2 years for a bear hunt. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I drive into the main lodge, and then I got to go in by seaplane out in the deep forest.
Oh, you know what? That's fantastic, mate. You landing on a lake.
Yep.
Oh,
Good.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That'll be probably one of my top videos because I'll film the whole trip. Yeah.
Oh, dude, that'd be fantastic. Beautiful country up there. Beautiful lakes and stuff up there. One of my subscribers. I'm subscribed to his channel actually. Pine Line. What I can't remember. Anyway, Don Joyce put me onto their channel. Now they go out and they're Canadian and they go out into the wilderness and they do all their stuff and they canoe up the bloody rivers and stuff and through the lakes and they get camping spots and all that stuff, man. Fantastic stuff, man. I'll tell you.
Oh yeah.
And we went out and tried out some snowshoes the other day. That was some crazy stuff. Oh God, bugger that. I'll wait till summer. But the summer's really bad there because they got these things and they eat you alive.
Yeah, the skeeters.
Oh man, pine. Here we go. Yeah, pine tree line. That's the one. Good on you, Brent. Aerials for that. Thank you. So that is some really good stuff, and he gets survival rations from the army and all that, and he tries them all out and all that. And there was a challenge that he did a couple of weeks ago where he had to mix everything that was in their ration pack into one bowl and eat it. Now, what we're talking about, all your beefs and all that sort of thing with strawberry jam and honey and coffee and tea and sugar and that's all in one bowl and the breakfast cereal and all that. And he's eating it.
Sounds yummy.
It looked disgusting. But yeah, found that pretty funny. But they do a lot of good stuff with camp and stuff and what they take with them and things like that. So I'll definitely give you your stuff.
In your sporting goods stores, they sell them. They're almost like a little pack. It's like a belt. You clip it right on your belt. But they say take at least 2 of them, and I'll have to have that when I go up to Canada. The mosquitoes and the bugs up there are terrible. But it's a little electronic machine, and I think you have like these little inserts of some type of scent or whatever. But you wear these things on your belt, and they really keep the mosquitoes down from you because it gets pretty bad. Yeah.
A ring of fire.
Mm.
That's a big washing machine. That's right, I'm washing. I forgot about that. Had to wash my clothes for the week. My son's a Canadian Army. Some of the rations are older than he is. You know what? And this is what Pine Tree Line was getting on about too. Is some of the rations are pretty. Was that your attempt at a fart, mate?
No, I was clearing my throat.
You got to beat me. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to practice a little bit to beat that one. Yeah, I was ready to hold up the 9.5 sign. Oh yeah.
It was. It was wet too. No,
yeah. That's why I asked if you had to leave for a few minutes.
I stopped breathing for 2 minutes.
Yeah, I bet. No.
That's what we do.
If I go outside here in a couple of days, and get winds out of the west, I'm like, oh,
you'll get it.
Yeah, it worked its way over from Australia.
That's it. Over the Rockies, down onto the flats there.
No.
Up to South Dakota.
Yeah.
Picked up a few more cents on the way.
I'm sure it will. Jesus.
It's a little bit pine trees and fart.
Have that pine fresh smell.
Yeah, that's it. Check your pants.
Yeah.
Get much on you.
Get much on you. Yeah, it was. I felt sorry for the chair.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny stuff. Farts are funny.
They are, man. I said 8 or 80. You're still gonna laugh.
That's it, mate. Skid marks. Skiddies, we call them. Yeah. Got
There was a mud puddle on that one.
Yeah. It's funny. I was touring with a band a few years ago, and one of the backup singers, she was really funny actually. She made me laugh a lot. But someone farted or something like this, and she said, did that draw any gut mud? Did that draw any gut mud?
Oh.
Gut mud.
Gut mud.
She was a funny girl.
There was a guy I used to hang out with back home that it was a competition, at work. And we went to the grocery store one day after work. He had to go too. And I had just finished eating my lunch. And every once in a while, I used to keep this as an emergency backup because some days he was pretty ignorant at work. And so I would keep those little snack packs of butterscotch pudding. Something about butterscotch pudding does not like me. And so he was on one of his roll that day, and I brought out my emergency stash and, got back. But then we ended up going to the grocery store. We both ended up in the grocery store together. I didn't know he was gone after work. And we were giggling and laughing about it. And so I did it in this one aisle. this old lady. And then we ran around over to the next aisle. And I heard some lady going, "Oh, dear God, someone dirtied themselves." And him and I are like trying to not to bust a gut over there and get busted, Oh, the things that when you're my age, never trust a fart. Yes.
I'll tell you something. I was in a band at the time, and the guitarist usually moved around quite a bit on stage. Anyway, we're backstage and all that sort of stuff and getting ready and all this. Now, he had crook guts that night, right? And really, they were rotten, absolutely rotten. And he thought it was really funny just walking past you, dropping it and walking past and keeping going. And then you just left with it, And it was pretty funny back then, we were laughing our guts. It was like, oh, my God, you're a rotten dude. Anyway, first song, first set, he feels like a fart. He's playing away, goes over to the singer because he's, taking breaths, and he farts, right? But what actually happened, and we didn't know this until afterwards, he farted and he shit himself. And so he left this fart behind. He crawled back over by his amp and he just stood there for the rest of the set and he was just playing. And we thought something's up with Darren, what's going on with him? Anyway, set was finished, drops his guitar and he pisses off. And it wasn't until after the gig we found out that he told his missus, right? She goes, "Oh my God, I just shit myself on stage." So he was in the toilet cleaning himself up for the second.
Gee. Yeah, hurry up, go home and get me some new underwear. Yeah.
Never forget.
We had a case in California when I worked on the Army base, and this guy he worked down in Southern California, but we had 12 locations that we could work at. But this guy would come up and moonlight up at our base every once in a while. He was a bodybuilder, and he always ate like cabbage and all those things.
That's so good.
But he had that habit, and where his base, I think, was down near LA. But we had heard complaints about this guy, and all his other fellow coworkers. They were at the end of their rope, and we had a pilot I used to fly with, short little Hawaiian guy. We called him the Flying Hawaiian. But Matt was a good guy, but he had a quick little temper. And I can't remember this guy's name. He was the nurse, but he's sitting in the back of the helicopter, and I'm up in the cockpit with the pilot. And we're coming back from San Jose. We are probably 8 to 10 miles from our base. And he did it once. And man, the pilot got mad, and he's back there giggling and thinking it's funny. Well, then he does it again. I mean, it's like you were saying, it was foul. And he goes, "God dang it." And he grabs a collective, slams it down. I felt the negative G's because we went down so fast. We landed out in the desert 8 miles from the military base. And he goes, "Get out." And I'm like looking over at him. I'm like, and I didn't say anything. I was afraid to. He goes, "Get out or I will throw you out." The guy gets out. He throws the throttles back up, pulls pitch, and we're up and out of there. and we just started to go airborne. He goes, "You have anything to say?" And I said, "I'm in a Nomex flight suit. It's 110 degrees out. I ain't saying nothing. I'm in an air conditioned helicopter. I ain't opening my mouth." The funny part was, we go back to the base, and the pilot called his aviation manager and said, "This is what I did. I threw the nurse out. I ain't putting up with that." And I had to call my boss and tell him what happened. So, but the funny thing is when you drove onto the military base, it was 160,000 acres of property. You drove for 5 miles onto the base, but then when you got to the central core location, to where most of the buildings were and everything, you had to go through a security checkpoint. And every morning you had to go through there and show them your ID and, why you were coming onto the base. And most of the security guards got to know you after a year or so. Well, this guy, he walked back. He walked all 8 miles, 110 degree heat in the Nomex flight suit. And then he has to go through the security checkpoint. So he has to tell this story. I was out on a mission, life flight mission on the helicopter. I farted. The pilot threw me out, and he made me walk back. And the MPs are like, "Can you tell this story again? Really?" They weren't believing him. It's like, why you're in a uniform, you're walking, you're soaking wet, sweating, you're sunburnt. Why? Tell us the story again now. So,
man, it's a long way to walk in that heat.
And it would too. They got him through. Yeah, they let him in. But he turns out a couple months later he got fired. He just wouldn't stop it, and too many complaints from fellow coworkers, and it was that bad.
Yeah, it might be funny once, but geez,
it was every day.
Yeah, not all the time.
Yeah.
That cabbage really stinks.
Cabbage, Brussels sprouts, all those things that,
yeah, right. Yeah,
but that was funny though. He right out in the middle of the desert, get out, threw him out.
That was the last thing he expected.
Last thing I expected, and I just sat there and kept my mouth shut. And he said, "You got anything to say?" I'm like, "Nope." 110 degrees. I'm in a Nomex flight suit. I'm sitting comfy in an air-conditioned helicopter. I'm not saying a word.
Take that one when you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bob by farty.
Oh man.
I'll tell you one. This is another band story, I guess. Anyway, the singer, he was a big fella, really big fella. This is another band. Anyway, and he used to love. He just walked around in his jocks, and he had these big guts on him, and he just walked around in his jocks all the time. And we were sitting in one of the roadies' bedrooms. And he came in there, and he just sat on the bed, and we're talking away. Anyway, the roadie whose bed he was sitting on, he went to the toilet. And this fella here, this is another use for Vegemite. This lead singer, he goes, "Give me that Vegemite there," because it was on this. Because we've got all our stuff, it's all over the joint. He grabbed the Vegemite, got a finger of it. He stood up, and he wiped the sheet with it, right? And then he sat back down. Right.
That's wrong.
It is. Anyway, and as this bloke's coming back out of the toilet, he's going, "Oh, I have a bad day today, man. I've had such crook guts." And he's going, "Oh, I've been on the toilet all day. I don't know what's going on, I said, he goes, "I just can't stop. I've been pooing through the eye of a needle all day long and all this." And he's looking and he's going, "Oh, yeah, anyway." So he goes, "Anyway, guys, I'm going to go to bed. I'm not feeling that crash hot." And he got up and walked away. And the radio said, "See you, mate, see you." And he looked down and saw he saw the Vegemite. Obviously, it looks like a big skid mark. You can see the look on his face.
Oh man,
I'm not sleeping in that tonight.
Another use for Vegemite. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, it comes in handy everywhere, mate.
Yeah.
That'll get rid of your grizzlies for you.
Yeah. Here, take a little of this.
Yeah, just cover your neck and your forearms in it. It'll take one bite. Go, I don't think so.
Yeah, I'm gonna find me a different flavor.
Well, I might call it, mate. I'm going to go hang this washing up and go to bed, man.
Yeah. Now, what time of evening is it there now?
It is 2:19 a.m.
Oh, geez. So you are 12, 13, 14, 16 hours ahead of me.
South Dakota time, yes, and 15 Florida, I think.
Yeah. Yep. Florida is 2 hours. Yep, 2 hours. They're East Coast. I'm Mountain.
14, sorry, yes.
Yep. Yeah.
Yep.
But all right, my brother. Well, thanks for inviting me in, and as always, man, it's always good for a laugh.
It is. There's always something that pops up.
Oh yeah, or pops out, whatever.
Yeah, well.
In your case.
Oh dear. Hey, thanks for popping in the chat too, everyone. Brad Ariels, Bob Casey, Peter Carroll, Joe Simpson, and we had Don Joyce earlier, Dazra 74. We had Bob Casey, and we might be the Drone Ranger. Thanks for popping through and just putting up with a bit of crap, really.
Literally.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Oh, yeah. Good night, Peter. Back to sleep, mate. Back to sleep.
Yeah. Put your PJs on, for God's sake.
Yeah. I don't know, mate. Come on. Yeah. PG here, mate. Peter. No. Good on you, man. Hey, thanks very much.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon, man.
Yeah. No worries. Cheers, mate. I'll see you on the weekend, probably, or Friday night.
Yep. Friday night. We'll see you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay. Catch you, buddy. Bye-bye. Oh, thanks once again, everyone. Awesome stuff. And hopefully we'll see you on Friday night too when we do our regular what have you. Yeah, take care, everybody, and catch you soon. Have a great Sunday. See you. Bam.